All right, fellas. So we're at week 3. Now we're at the point where we're gonna notice that we can start to get into the renegotiation process.
On the last year
So
of their contract. Re-sign them to avoid losing them next season.
So what we see, man, is we already see, man, that Cleveland is in a little bit of trouble, right? Especially having so many people that they gotta resign. But what we gotta do, man, is we gotta take a second, man, and kind of look up under the hood of this thing a lot more than what we see right there. There's been a few little um, tricks in the system that I found kind of works to help alleviate that, but I'll kind of show you how to get there in just a second. So when we go into team salaries, man, fellas, this is what we're gonna have to pay attention to right here, man. When you get right here and you see that guys got 1 year left, right? So basically what you're looking at is having all of these funds added back into the mix, right? So that means that that's not actually showing the real truth when that shows you that negative 41. The next thing you got to look at is like, okay, so why is that showing a negative 41 to begin with, right? Especially seeing that the cap space is at 29.7. Plus, they got that cap penalty, which basically is going back into next cap, right? So when we start looking at these dudes, you see right here, that's going to be good. This is where the problem comes in, and this is where we all got to watch it, right? So you can see this dude is making 21 million this year, right? Man, next year, man, he make 44 more. So that means that that's 44 added into the cap, if the team stayed exactly like it was. So fortunately, you do have all of those players that we just looked at with 1 year remaining, right? But is that going to be 40 million? And that's probably the reason why now they got that negative cap point to deal with right now. So one of the things that, hey, what's up, Jay Heron? Hey, but look, one of the things that we look at though, after that point is, golly, they got 2 guys that go up like crazy, right? So you looking for little points like this, right? This is gonna be one dude that's gonna give some cap relief. Here's another one that's gonna escalate. So as you looking at your salary cap, man, you got to get an understanding, man, of, like I was saying, a couple years in advance, right? And the reason why you got to get those couple of seasons in advance is so you can really see like what's happening, man. Because with those drastic transitions like this right here and like that right there, man, like those are things that aren't seen, but man, they got to be accounted for, man, before you start your re-sign process with players and stuff. So here's the next part, right? The restructure. This is where I found a lot of relief has come from. So as you can see right there, I can instantly add that back into the mix, right? So boom, I instantly do that. And now as you can see, I got more cap space. So I keep going down, right? I got a couple other guys. Boom, this guy right here. We can restructure, we can do something a little different with here. So bam, of course we're gonna kind of jump on that, right? So now I'm doing this blindly, right? But I'm doing it blindly so that I can give an illustration, man, of how it works. We all have to kind of look at this and see like, okay, do I want to pay another 710,000 over 4 years? That right there is easy. The one I did before this one probably shouldn't have. I should have thought about that one because it was only 1 year left. So that meant all of that was going to be dumped into that next year. So that means I just escalated this dude's contract or whose other contract that was right before him. I escalated that dude's contract in the same way that we were just talking about. So basically, man, and now once we get through kind of going through to see if there are contracts that are available to restructure and if we want to restructure, right? And so, like, if there are, then we go through that process. Now, this is what I found after I did about 3 or 4 when I had the Cowboys in another league, was that when I went back here to negotiate with these guys, I actually had money left. Booyah. See? Just like that. Now, why it does that, I do not know. But that is something to kind of look at, right? Now, the problem that happens is after this week, when it turns back over the next week, it's going to be an even bigger penalty that's sitting up there, right? As far as the cap room. So I don't know how to kind of negotiate or to get around that. But this is something that we really got to look at, especially in year one, man, where we're starting to give these contracts to these guys that are really huge. Like, look at this, 4 years, 21 mil. Like, do we want to do that? Grant the output, maybe so, but we got to make sure that we're looking at the dynamics of everything else going on. Hey, have a great season, fellas.